Hydro City! Or Hydrocity, or however you want to say it, I don't care. It's the water level from Sonic 3. And it's pretty much the same with Mighty. I can't think of any real difference. Oh, one thing they changed in Encore Mode that I can't demonstrate on this run is they changed the You're Gonna Drown theme, which is really surprising because that is so iconic. That is the best ringtone ever, or like alarm. If you need to set an alarm, use that to wake you up. It will wake your ass up. Seriously. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, I wanted to see if they changed it just across the board, but they didn't. They kept the original theme when you do Sonic Mania, but when you play Encore, it is different. And it looks like Knuckles is about to drown. So fortunately, whenever you play Encore Mode and you have one of your characters drown, they don't actually drown, they still come back. I just wish that they had 2-player mode for Encore. That's why I'm Let's Playing this right now, is because I want to play some games with my boyfriend. Because he didn't really grow up with Sonic. Like, he loved Sega and he played Sonic growing up, but he didn't, like, grow up with it. You know, he had Mario instead, so it's amusing watching his shenanigans playing this game. Or just any Sonic game in general that's 16-bit, because he's not as comfortable. But then on the other hand, I'm not as comfortable with Mario as I am with Sonic. But, I mean, I can still play it alright. So, another thing about Encore Mode that is kind of iffy is that since you get your lives through, like, the little, the pinball mini game, or you can also find extra lives in TV monitors that are scattered throughout the level, that, like, collecting 100 rings doesn't do anything. And I really don't like it when a game does that. I don't like it when they have a collectible that is very limited. Granted, yes, rings are your health, but I like collecting rings. It's fun getting extra lives, and it gives you incentive to collect a lot of them. And I'm gonna bring it up again. I hate bringing it up, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Bubsy. Yes, you can collect yarn balls, and it doesn't do anything. Or you can collect 100 yarn balls, and it's just for points. Like, come on, don't do that in a Sonic game. You guys know better. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the DLC, but I still feel like they could have done better. And I know people are like, it was only $5. Like, I don't care. Like, at least put in one new extra level. And no, 25% of Angel Island Zone Act 1 doesn't count. You still get a lot of bang for your buck, and again, I'm not trying to, like, say it's bad, I'm just being objective. I'm just being critically objective. Okay. Anyways, draining the swamp. Oh, God. Whenever I say drain the swamp, I think of Trump. Never mind. I want to keep politics straight out of my Let's Plays and out of my commentary. But yeah, these little bubble segments are definitely a throwback to the... I think it was called Sonic Triple Trouble, was it? The first time I saw that. That's a Game Gear game, 8-bit. Go play it, but as I said earlier, play Sonic 2 if you want to get your ass kicked. You won't regret it. And watch out for that guy. Yeah, he popped me. I was too close. Popped my bubble, what a jerk. Whenever I think of armadillos, think of roadkill. I know that's terrible, but like, they get run over all the time. Getting these images of Mighty just like smashed on the road. If you look to the right, you see Dr. Robotnik slowly making his way up. He's up to no good as usual. And I'm playing very conservatively, which means I'm going to get a bubble whenever I have the chance. Most of the time, at least. Here's Robotnik trolling Hydro City with his bombs. He uses those a lot in this game. I see that particular kind of bomb in different places. Oh no, Knuckles is gonna drown! Wait. Why is he not drowning? Did the air bubble I got, did that count for Knuckles too? That's weird. I could have sworn I saw a countdown. Oh, whatever. Who cares? My boyfriend's playing. So at this point, I asked my boyfriend, I was like, can you do anything in Robotnik's Eggmobile? He tried to press buttons and player 2 can't do anything. Kind of like how we started spamming spin dash when we were doing the Puyo Puyo or the Mean Bean Machine battle. So here, this is a throwback to a Sonic 3 boss in Hydro City, but on this time Eggman is the one on the receiving end. Basically, you just want to suck them up while avoiding the bombs. You don't want to suck up bombs, because it's obviously not good. Like that, do not do that. I like how they took the same sound effect too when you whirl the machine from Sonic 3. How is Robotnik carrying so many bombs? And where is he pulling it from? Actually, we all know where he's pulling it from. He's pulling it from his ass. Let's be real. There's no other place for him to hide so many bombs. So, yeah. That's what I think. It looks like a walrus, kind of. So you can use the little bombs to destroy the other bombs. Well, actually, those are mines. In Sonic 3, you would use this to launch you off so that you can hit the boss. And that was something that Knuckles had to do in Sonic 3, because his boss was a little different. It was more difficult. Yay, extra life. This level's a lot of fun. I also enjoy it in Sonic 3 Knuckles. In the background, the candlesticks are animated. It was not like that in the original Sega Genesis games. So that's a nice touch. I was asking my boyfriend, I'm like, what kind of theme do you think this is? And he said like an Atlantis theme. I see that, but I don't know. I always thought I was in some really bizarre like cathedral. I don't know. The background reminds me of a church, especially with the candles. It's like a very solemn background, but then there's a lot of activity in the actual level, so it's interesting. Very nicely done underwater effect with the waves, and there's that other enemy that was scrapped. And watch out for those guys. Those little piranhas, if they latch onto you, just wiggle your control pad back and forth, because they will drain your rings. And if you don't have any rings, you're gonna die. So you gotta watch out for them. The magic hands that come out of the ground and help you. I don't know, they're kind of disturbing. They just grab you and launch you. Who built those? That's what I want to know. Who built those? Who put them there? And at the top, I don't know if you guys saw that, those are the Sonic statues. In the original Sonic 3 Hydro City, you can only see them in Act 1 actually, and you would have to take a very specific path to see them, and a lot of people overlook them. It's something that's very easily missed. I think the best way to do it is to have Knuckles and latch onto the wall and just climb up. I think that's the most consistent way of seeing it in the Sega Genesis games. But in Sonic Mania, they definitely made it a lot easier and harder to miss to see. This level's floor plan is very, very similar to the originals. The extra life is even in the same place. And I didn't quite have enough momentum. Okay, so that blue screen, my boyfriend did that. He literally just hit the home button just to piss me off, because, you know, we both troll each other. And I was like, why did you do that? He's like, ha ha. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to clip that out, dumbzo head. And I did. I clipped it out because nobody cares. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the PlayStation 4 interface. I've had a lot of PlayStation consoles. I have PlayStation, PlayStation 2. I didn't get the PlayStation 3, and I should have took damage there, by the way. But mine's broke, so I didn't. And then a PlayStation 4, and I just, like, last generation, I had an Xbox 360, and I actually really liked it. It was, I don't know, I like the interface, but PlayStation 4, I feel like it's a step backwards. It's just a hot mess. I feel like everything is just really disorganized. I don't like the layout of things. And I think it's a terrible system for fighting games. And that's one of the reasons why I think Street Fighter V is kind of junky. It runs really poorly. And then it already runs poorly, and then it's on the PlayStation 4, so it runs even more like shit. Anyways, this is a semi-challenging boss. You have to be on point about damaging him so you can get your bubbles, otherwise you're going to drown. And I say on point, meaning you do not want to run into these spikes, obviously. Like I just did, and oh no, I lost my big ring. But it's okay, people, I got this. I'm not going to screw up. Spoilers, I don't screw up. So after you beat him, the game does give you a few more rings, which is nice, because I definitely would not want to do the next part without any rings. That would be a little rough. And this world is just full of throwbacks to Sonic 3, because here is the Act 1 Hydro City mini-boss, kind of. And I thought maybe I would have a long enough jump to reach Robotnik there, but it looks like I didn't. I got him there. So, in the original Sonic 3, there is a glitch here that if you had the drowning music and then you jumped, the game would actually play the Sonic and Knuckles mini-boss music. And that was actually pretty hilarious in retrospect. It was a very common glitch that many people encountered, and they were like, well, why is this song playing? It's weird. It was a song that you would not hear until Sonic and Knuckles. And that's that. And that's a new transition they added. And Knuckles gets blasted 3 seconds in by the magician. And it looks like Mighty's gonna have Sonic's path. And this is a really cool level. It's based off of a level that was scrapped for Sonic 2. I think it was called Dust Hill Zone. They're just screenshots, or they might have been mock-ups. I think they're just mock-ups or concept art. But they definitely try to bring it back in Sonic Mania, which is great. I always thought it was cool looking, so it would be a shame that never went used. And I'm moving around and making a lot of noise so I can get my cell phone and not stop commentary. And I got my cell phone, I do apologize. I don't even want to look at this stage. Like, it's so hot in real life. It's like a desert, and looking at the stages reminded me of how hot it is outside. But it's a good looking stage, don't get me wrong. And I like how they had the armadillos from, well, they were turtles in Sky Chase Zone, but they modified the sprite. And they turned them armadillos, and then they got the other guys that they turned them into cactus, and very clever. It's very cute how they did that. And there's Robotnik Express, the world's most questionable way of transportation. That donkey's cute. It's such a cute little enemy. The donkey pinball thing. And it's time for the Space Harrier boss coming up ahead. Space Harrier was a arcade game that was developed by Sega. I like Mighty's idle animation. He's like, oh. It's like a giant caterpillar that jumps at you, this boss. And I think it's actually really difficult to take damage with Mighty when you're jumping. Just due to the nature of how broke Mighty is. He doesn't care about the spikes. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't think you could really screw this boss up as Mighty unless you don't know how to press the jump button, which I'm sure if you made it to this point, you do. And there's Bean, character that nobody gives a shit about, but they brought him back, which is cool. And he destroyed Sonic's airplane. That's not the first time that happened. It was destroyed. I think the first time Sonic's airplane was destroyed was at the start of Wing Fortress Zone in Sonic 2. So it's okay, guys. Tails can repair it. This is another really good original level. Well, I use the word original slightly lightly. They kind of brought back the concept art of Dust Hill Zone from Sonic 2. It's a desert and it's clearly really hot here, but they have like ice cream lying around. Oh, damn, now I want some ice cream. My favorite thing in this level is Knack the Weasel. There he is, see, on the wanted sign? Hell yeah, they brought back Mr. Knack the Weasel. He was an antagonist that was originally introduced in the Game Gear game, Sonic Triple Trouble. That's a pretty, I mean, as far as Game Gear games go, it's pretty solid. And pretty good for a Sonic game. I would definitely recommend playing it if you haven't. I think Tails Adventure, personally, is one of the best Game Gear games, and also Ristar on Game Gear is good too. But what's funny about the Fang is he's called Fang the Sniper in Japanese, and Knack the Weasel in International. And what's funny about him is that apparently he had a sprite that had a gun, and they didn't use that because, you know, back then, you know, I guess Sega thought that was too much to have, you know, a character with a gun. But that's one of his attacks in this game, so that's also a throwback to something that was unused. There's an enemy that's from Sonic 1's Spring Yard Zone. I'm sure we'll run into him again. He kind of looks like Sonic, except he's red. And when you have Mighty with Knuckles, there's like all these red balls on the screen. All these red sprites. I guess not, we're not going to see him. We saw him earlier. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. It's boss time. This is one of my favorite heavy magician, or yeah, that's his name. And so he has the gun. But yeah, I like the magician because the hand gesture is really funny. He has these giant floppy hands. Or she has. Actually, that's a female robot. Does that really make sense? A female robot? Do robots really have genders? But anyways, it's a girl. You can read the instruction manual and you're like, what instruction manual? This game has a digital instruction manual and there's a section with characters and it has a little bio and it does state it's a female robot. For whatever that's worth. Hooray for diversity, right? I don't know. And that's that. And now we are being shooted towards Oil Ocean Zone. So it's still gonna be really hot. You know, I just realized Sonic 2 has a lot of pollution. I was thinking of all the Sonic 2 levels. You got Chemical Plant Zone. That's nothing but pollution. You got Casino Night Zone, which is a lot of, I guess probably sound and light pollution. Probably also smells like a bunch of cigarettes, so that's gross. And then you got this level, which is just a dumpster of oil. And that's nothing but pollution too. This level is meh. I mean, it's alright. It's a cool looking level, but it never really clicked with me as a kid. I personally think that this particular level on Sonic Mania isn't very interesting because it's very similar to the original, but I think Act 2 of this, the way they kind of combined the mechanics in Sandopolis Zone Act 2 with the switches and how that you can go in the boats under the oil, like, I think that's awesome. That was neat. It really gave some character to a bland level. And yes, for a minute I did, and that's dangerous, like, I need to stop screwing around, you can get crushed there. Oh my gosh, I am screwing up. I'm screwing up. I like the sun in the background. I always like that. And my headphones fell out of my ear, so I have fixed that. Let's see, I don't have much to say about this level right now. I mean, it's pretty much like Sonic 2 Act 1 Oil Ocean. So this just shows how busted Mighty's jump is. I don't even think this boss is gonna have a chance to attack. Yeah, he's done. Mighty just jumps and blasts him. And now it is pollution overload. And one really nice thing about this level is they put a lot of interesting quirks with how the elemental shields interact with the ocean. I think that's neat, it'll catch on fire. But then that raises the question, why doesn't it just like blow up and kill you? I'm overthinking it. And right there, I was able to jump on the flames and not take damage. That was pretty cool. Yeah, they definitely were inspired by Sandopolis Zone mechanics. I really like how they were influenced by Sandopolis Zone Act 2 with keeping the pollution under control. If only it was that easy in real life. Just jump on a switch, fix the pollution, that would be nice. I just want to say I am grateful that Metropolis Zone did not make it into Sonic Mania. That's the level that would normally be after this one in Sonic 2. I hate Metropolis Zone. It's too long, 3 acts. No thank you. So I just released a penguin and the penguin jumps in the oil ocean. Something tells me that penguin's not going to survive. Just a thought. Here's little submarines that I was talking about earlier. You could go inside. If you're losing rings due to smoke, definitely go inside because it resets the smoke. Who's driving the submarine? It's nothing but a bunch of octopus enemies. I wonder who's driving it. Or maybe it's stationed there. The thing that spits you out. When I was a kid, I always thought it was like a hairdryer. I know it's not, but it looks like one kind of. It looks like a hairdryer that has a checkerboard pattern on it. Apparently we're going in another submarine. But yeah, Mighty isn't 100% free or safe to projectiles. You have to be jumping. You can still take damage if you're not careful. Getting spit up by the hairdryers. And this boss, I like to try and get a few early hits on him. I managed to get 2 or 3, not bad. I don't know what my boyfriend's doing. He is doing whatever he wants, apparently. He's doing what he wants, and apparently that means not helping me beat the boss. But it's okay, I didn't need his help. I'm a strong, independent, mighty that- okay, I'll stop. I was like teabagging on the top. That was weird looking. Or maybe that was a glitch. I don't know. That was weird looking. And here's a new transition. Apparently that submarine can fly. Fly to Lava Reef Zone. That's cool looking. I'm a big fan of Lava Reef Zone. I like Act 1, I like Act 2, and I love the music. I'm a big fan with how they, I guess, rotate the color palettes in the background in this level. That's something they do a lot. It's really pretty. And when I was playing this on Encore Mode, I really liked the palette swap they did with it. I thought it looked really neat. When I first played it, I was having a hard time like not just admiring how beautiful it looked with the colors. I like Mighty's top speed running sprite animation. It's cool looking. They definitely fleshed him out and made sure he wasn't just a rip from Knuckles Chaotix, and they did a good job. They made it a little too busted. He's a little too busted. He's the new easy mode, I'm telling you. He is easier than Tails, if you know what you're doing. Ah, screw it. You know what? Even if you don't know what you're doing, like, look, do you see that? I took a spike to the face for nothing. And there's the enemy that is from, what was that from? This is in Sonic 2. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired, I forgot what it was called. Hilltop Zone, yes! Like, buddy, how did you get from Hilltop Zone to Lava Reef Zone? He got lost. I feel sorry for these enemies that, like, from a completely different game. They're lost. But it makes sense because in Sonic 2, that dinosaur enemy, he's hanging out in the lava, so, I mean, they were very smart with how they moved the robots. It makes sense. Good job, Sonic Mania team. Good job. And this is very similar to Sonic and Knuckles. They'll have a room that has a bunch of rings after they give you the electric shield. This version of Lava Reef Zone Act 1, it sounds a little more cutesy to me. Just with the instrument choice. But it's very similar. And this background is really cool looking. I like it. In certain parts of this level, like with the loop-de-loops, it reminds me of Endless Mine. And if you're wondering, well, what's Endless Mine? That was actually a competition stage that had like indoor mine. It was in Sonic 3 competition. And I don't know, for some reason, like certain parts of this level, it gives me that vibe. Like they drew some inspiration from the look. And my boyfriend is going on without me, and he's not going to get very far. He's waiting for me. Oh, and I should have took damage there too, but nope. Mighty is mighty. I was being silly. I was like, hey, I saw my boyfriend go, oh, go stand over there to the right. Something cool's gonna happen. Go stand there. And then I crushed him. This part right here. The look with the wooden, I guess, pillars. This reminds me of Endless Mine, right here. Speaking of the competition mode, I need to check out Sonic Mania's. I would assume it's just racing. That's nice that they included it. Is my boyfriend gonna get crushed again? No, I ran out. Wouldn't go any further. I assure you I wanted to. And I got a water shield and lava reef zone. It would seem like a good thing to have. Like you're probably thirsty, but no, it's not that useful in this. So this is a boss that you have to break down his armor before you can actually damage him. And meanwhile, my boyfriend's just trying to abuse his invincibility to score some cheap hits in. And it's not going too well for him. Poor Knuckles, he's like, let me in. I want to destroy it. There he goes. And that is one dead mini boss. And here is another really good level in both Sonic Mania and Sonic & Knuckles. Act 2 of Hidden Palace Zone. And this is really interesting. They added like some kind of like city or construction work. I'm not exactly sure what that background's supposed to be, but it is unique to Sonic Mania. They didn't have that background in the original Sonic & Knuckles, so that's interesting. And you need to be careful here because you can get crushed. You can get crushed, you can get lavaed, and you can get vaped. I'm talking about the enemies that expel the clouds, and they will suck your rings if the cloud is latched onto you. I think I was just, what was I doing here? I think I got a little lost or disoriented. I don't know. You guys need to keep in mind that we had like a marathon. When we first got this, we played through Encore Mode, and then right after Encore Mode, we played this. So we effectively played this game for like 3 or 4 hours straight. And I'm getting a little tired at this point. I was like, should I get that? My boyfriend's like, no, keep going. He didn't want me to be like bouncing around in the spring to get the invincibility. Now that's really funny. Like, Mighty is so broke. Even if you have a bubble shield, as long as you're jumping, you're not gonna pop the bubble shield. Wow. That's crazy. This character is so crazy. I love him. So what I did, you know, I lurked the internet, I lurked forums, just to hear other people's opinions, although the sample size is incorrect. There's the vapor, by the way. People are like, oh, Mighty's boring. I'm thinking, you guys are crazy. Mighty's a lot of fun. He's broken. How can you not like him? Some people, like, they just... I don't know. There's this game coming out for the Switch called Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And people are, like, making a big deal about... Because it's obviously designed to lure in more casuals that play Pokemon Go and kind of just, you know, gently let them into the world of Pokemon that is a lot more complex than just, you know, tapping like a mad man or woman on your cell phone to battle. And people are like, man, Pokemon's so easy, blah, blah. Okay, you know what? Here's what you do. Here is what you do if Pokemon's too easy. Stop playing the in-game bullshit, because guess what? Anything works in-game. It's never been a hard game. And if it has been hard, you are bad. Play some competitive if it's too easy. Play me. And then I'll show you that the game's not easy, alright? I'm just saying. I can't believe people are so crazy these days. Like, they're bitching about a game that hasn't even been released yet. It's crazy. You can cry all you want and bash the game, but ain't gonna happen. People are still gonna buy it. Sorry, kids. And yeah, we were trying to see if Knuckles can get through the wall, but he can't. Apparently, you can only do that with one player, not two-player Knuckles. That would have been neat if we can get through, but nope. And again, they did a wonderful job with the background. I love this. I really like what they did with this level. And this song is pretty too. I still really like the Sonic and Knuckles version, but no, this remix is great. Now we're going to the area. No, this isn't the area where the Master Emerald is. I think Knuckles does that, not Mighty. This is where Jimmy, the Motorbug, hangs out. So the thing with this Motorbug is he is special. He was made in honor of Polygon Jim. He made a hack called Motorbug and Sonic 1, and he was a frequent user of the forum Sonic Retro, a really good website, by the way. It has a lot of good information, especially about the old games, that you guys should check out. Yeah, he died in a car accident, I heard, and that's very sad. And to honor him, they put his Motorbug in, which was a very sweet thing to do. But yeah, if you're Mighty and you have the Fire Shield, you pretty much can't take damage here if you time your jumps. This is so easy. You pretty much can't take damage. Yeah, Motorbug is hilarious. Like, depending on where he is, I actually made a separate video showing it. Depending on where the boss is defeated, he'll like fly off one of those ramps, and it's really funny looking. Here we go, Metallic Madness Zone. And guess what? It's a Sonic CD level, and guess what? That means I don't really like it. This is like a Scrap Brain Zone-ish level. And I don't know, the music, it's not really my taste. It's not bad. It's whatever, I guess. But I just don't like this level. I don't know. I'm not a Sonic CD fan. There's a few levels in Sonic CD that I do like. But unless I'm playing as Tails, I really think it's a mediocre and overrated Sonic game. Especially because it's on the Sega CD. Like, it'd be a little toned down, a little watered down, but ultimately, that could have been on the Sega Genesis. And I think that's one of the mistakes that Sega made. They have these Sonic exclusives that were on the 32X and the Sonic CD, and they weren't very impressive. Especially in the 90s, the bulk of how you would, know about a game would be through TV advertisements or newspapers or comic books or magazines. And you'd see the screenshot or you see a little bit of footage, and then it would still look like a Sega Genesis game. Sonic CD, ultimately, it looks like a Sega Genesis game, and so does Knuckles Chaotix, which was on the 32X. And both of those systems kind of screwed things up. And then Saturn comes along and really screws things up, and they don't give Sonic a proper, Sonic game. And no, Sonic Racing or Sonic R does not count. Sorry. That racing game that's like, 4 stages? No, that's not a real Sonic game. I'm sorry. That's a spin-off. And then Sega actually gets their shit right with the Dreamcast, and then it's dead. Company goes under, and then you got Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube. Sad times for Sega fans. Sad times. Yeah, the gimmick here is you could go in the background and here's another gimmick. Not really, it's not a gimmick. It is the Sonic 1 final boss. Why does Robotnik think this is gonna work again? You're silly, Robotnik. I guess he made some improvements to it. He changed things up a little. But Mr. Robotnik, we actually can have rings going into this. So what were you thinking? Oh yeah, just don't get crushed. This part's different. Malfunctions and goes out of control. Here comes Knuckles. He's coming back. I still don't know what the cool bonus is. Like, I have no idea how to influence that or what that's based on. Is anyone still watching? Ha, yeah, right. And you guys know, like, leave a comment. Tell me what is cool bonus, like, how do you influence that? What is it based on? I want to know how to be more cool in a Sonic game. Let me know. And this level is, I guess it's a little bit more entertaining. You get to be tiny, which is cute. We're gonna see what Mighty looks like when he's tiny. I definitely want to play Encore Mode again. I'll do it with Ray, the flying squirrel. I don't know if I'll do a Let's Play of it or not. I might record it. We'll see. I just wanted to do a Mighty playthrough because I want to play with my boyfriend really bad. And you can't do 2-player with Encore Mode, unfortunately. So that's interesting. I don't know if I wasn't supposed to get zapped there to be tiny or it ignored me because I had a shield. Maybe that was the one that makes you big. I don't know. But I am tiny now, so that tells me that it probably just wasn't something that made me tiny. Yeah, this looks like a good opportunity to get crushed, so be careful. I like Tiny Mighty. His head is so big when he's tiny. He looks crazy. I like being tiny Knuckles and then gliding. It's funny looking. Tiny characters kind of reminds me of the Sonic 3 competition mode because the sprites were very similar to normal, but they were a little like smaller and different looking. And for whatever reason, Knuckles could not glide in competition mode in Sonic 3. It was weird. Oh, there's Knuckles gliding. It's so cute. This part of the level's cool looking. I do like the purple. It's neat. And I see like Target logos. You guys see that? Look, see that sign with the... It's like they're advertising Target. Try not to get bounced into the wrong direction. And we're gonna go behind and not get hit by that jerk. See? Oh darn it. My luck ran out. I think I actually like Act 2 better than Act 1. It's more interesting. This boss is very cute. It has a lot of throwbacks to, and there's one time you see Amy. You see a Marble Zone Sonic 1 boss, and then I just destroyed the Sonic 2 Emerald Hill Zone boss. I think it's really funny that they have the little tiny Sonic 1 and 2 bosses. And they put Amy in. Does that imply that Amy's a boss? I really wish they put Amy in instead of Ray. Sorry, not sorry, that's my opinion. Try not to downvote the video too hard. So we're getting close to finishing. I think we're going to the last world. This is a new transition, and yes, this definitely is going to be the last world. And I really like the music too. I really like this level. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of Carnival Night Zone, actually. A lot of the obstacles and just the look. And it's a challenging level. It's a level that if you haven't really mastered the game's momentum engine, you're gonna have a hard time getting through this. But if you have it mastered, it's actually really fun navigating through everything. I like it a lot. Yeah, a lot of the enemies are annoying though. They blow you around, they lock onto you and they try to blast you, so you gotta be careful. And that's like a gimmick from Death Egg Zone in Sonic & Knuckles, where you have to balance the platform so you can progress. And I don't get this. I guess Egg Robo is trying to like kill you, but every single one of them, they kill themselves when they drive into the wall. So it's just weird. I don't know. It's kind of creepy. These suicidal Egg Robos. And these things are really cool. They're definitely from the bonus stages in Sonic & Knuckles, except they changed it, how it looks, and it looks awesome. I love it. There's a poor enemy that got lost from Scrap Brain Zone in Sonic 1. The pig. But he's red. They color him red. He looks pretty neat when he's red. So throughout this level, occasionally you'll see some banners, and if you look closely, it says "heh" on it. H-E-H. Like a chuckle. Heh heh heh. And this is interesting. The enemy wants to destroy my boyfriend and not me. I was like, thanks for being a target. But yeah, that was when we just passed one of the banners right there to the left. It says "heh" on it. And yeah, you can actually tell, like, I'm actually very tired at this point. And I'm just wanting to get through it. That's one thing I noticed. When I was a kid, I could sit and I can play games for such a long time and stay focused. But now that I'm older, it's like I need to take a break. I get like bored. It's not that I can't do it, it's just I don't want to be doing it that long. Sonic 3, for example. As a kid, I could play from start to finish, no problem. But then when I play as an adult, like around, I'd say Ice Cap Zone, I get a little, or even Carnival Night Zone, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting a little bored. I want to do something else for a while before I continue. Lots and lots of platforms. Like, how can people ever say that Sonic is whole right to win for these old games, especially? Hell no, you actually have to platform, especially in this level. Oh, did you see that moon? That, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but so there's a Sonic 2 hack called Sonic 2 Long Version, and they put, gosh, what was that level called? Genocide City. That was actually going to be a level. But anyways, it had, the background had the moon that looked just like that. I wonder if that was a reference. It might have been. Knowing them, it probably was. And yeah, this boss sucks. He sucks in Sonic and Knuckles as well. He's very annoying. His first part is essentially the same. And I'm having fun. I can jump on those spikes that explode, and it doesn't hurt me as mighty. That's pretty funny. Makes it a little bit easier. This part is kind of annoying. You have to be in sync with the gravity shenanigans that are going on to hit them. But yeah, this boss is annoying. Just like in Sonic and Knuckles. Even his new part is annoying. It's like, I have to wait to hit him. I hate waiting. Don't make me wait in a Sonic game. How dare you? Yeah, I was trying to go on top of him and I screwed up. And my boyfriend gets a ring for me. Yay, he did something useful. Moving up in life. Now we're going to the final level. And it's long. It is a long final level. The first level, or well, I mean the first of the final world, it was long too, it was 6 minutes. Got more suicidal robos. This is also a really, really cool level. I like the stained glass of Eggman in the background. So what you have to do in this level is you have to go through like 4 sections and seal them off before you can progress to the final boss. And it's a pretty challenging level. It's busy, there's a lot of stuff going on that you need to be aware of. And I can imagine some people probably got frustrated here. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of challenge in your life. I know, shocking, right? That Eggman face thing that's sticking out of the wall. That's that's really neat looking. That's a good set piece. And I am just being so stupid. Like, guys, I'm so burnt out at this point. And I think my boyfriend even finally said go to the right. Damn, it's like when my boyfriend's coaching me on a Sonic game, you know I'm tired. No offense to him, but I'm just saying it shouldn't be like that. I play a lot of Sonic games. I usually know what I'm doing. But yeah, I have some slip-ups towards the end in this level. It's great. You'll see in a little bit. Yeah, those warning signs that say take frequent breaks. Granted, I think the recommendation is a little too frequent, but yes, taking breaks and playing games generally is a good idea. But no, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, no, I want to do a Sonic Mania marathon. I want to have a Sonic Mania night. Let's just eat fun snacks and play Sonic Mania. He's like, okay. It looks like Knuckles' weight didn't affect the balance. That's interesting. Probably because he's player 2. So, where do I make the mistake? No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, one thing I don't like about modern games is some modern games, I just said modern, some modern games, they tell you to take breaks too much, to the point that it's micromanaging the player and it's hand-holding. My boyfriend got me the 3DS Zelda game, A Link to the Past, or Link Between Worlds. Hello. God, I'm tired too. I'm tired now. But yeah, and it tells me like, oh, you've been playing a long time. You want to stop and save your game and take a break? And it's like, no. I'll do it when I feel like it, thanks. But yeah, up here, I get crushed right here. Yeah. But don't worry, surely I won't make the same mistake twice, right? No, I wouldn't do that. Oh my god. Yeah, I did. Don't worry. Through the magic of clipping, it's not a big deal. I'm going to get past it. I will not screw up 3 times. But Knuckles did not make it. Poor Knuckles. Yeah. I mean, you gotta watch out for that. The collision. I mean, I screwed up. And that's what happens when you play this game too long. You just get glazed over and you're not paying attention. And yeah, I made the same mistake twice. That's something that you will usually not see me do in a Sonic game. But I was so tired. And I'm tired too. I had work today. And I'm doing this commentary after work. Because, I don't know, I feel motivated to do commentary right now. It's fun. So that's good. You get sleepy commentary with me that was sleepy when I was playing this. Makes sense. And again, the robot is trying to blast my boyfriend. Take them right with the suicidal egg robo. We just have one more section to seal off, and then we'll go to the final boss. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not getting crushed again. No. And I don't. So yeah, this pretty much is knowing where the other spring is, and I screwed up. Forgot where it was. Too tired. I really like that purple fog effect. And then right here, I'm like, where am I supposed to go? Oh yeah, top. Keep going up. Up to the left. There's more of those enemies that like to lock on, and I think this is the end right up here. Yeah. Alright, it's final boss time. And it was just about as long as the other one, 6 minutes, before you hit the final boss. Now, one thing that I think that Sonic Mania was a little weak with was final boss themes. I don't particularly care for this or the other final boss, which is when you're Sonic and you have all the Chaos Emeralds. I really think the Sonic 3 and Knuckles final boss theme is one of the best final boss themes in the Sonic franchise. Not just that, it's a good final boss theme, period. It's so sinister and menacing. That's what I like. And it's also gritty. It sounded perfect on the Genesis hardware. This one's good, but it's not something that I'm going to literally download off of iTunes and listen to when I like work out or something. Seriously, I do that. I love the final boss theme. It's great. So you kind of have to dissect Robotnik. The more you damage him, the easier he gets to beat. Shoutouts to my boyfriend for getting that ring for me. Lord knows I was too tired to actually do this legit right now. And yeah, it seems like you have to get grabbed. You can't really avoid the grab. I know it's not cardboard, but I can't help but thinking the Egg Robo is spinning around in like a cardboard like cutout thing. That's what I think when I see that. I think of a cardboard cutout. It's trying to attack you with cardboard. Who knows? Maybe the cardboard is super sharp. And this time I save myself and get my own ring. And Robotnik's almost done. And that was a close call. Things almost got ugly. This is neat looking. It has one of my favorites, the Magician. And that's it. Robotnik has his bitch fit, as his plan was foiled yet again. Will be treated to a nice ending that has Mighty in it. Alright, so thank you so much for watching my Let's Play. I'll definitely have more Sonic and Sega Let's Plays. Bye!